You're watching the ANEC Sports Podcast on YouTube. The show starts right now. I'm here with the head baseball coach of the Lakeland Lakers, Michael Issacs, as his team just won the Northeast Corner Conference this season and winning outright for the first time in nearly 50 years as they prepare for a 2A section tournament coming up. Coach, how are things going for you this evening?
Pretty good, Sam. How are you?
So, Coach, let's talk about your time with the Lakeland Lakers. You've been the head baseball coach for Lakeland for the first time since 1997, just last season. And you earlier this year picking up your 100th win as the Lakeland head baseball coach and whatnot. Talk about what keeps you. How much have you appreciated coaching with this Lakeland program over the years?
Well, I love Lakeland, and actually, my three boys graduated from there and got to play for me. So there's definitely a bond there with the school, and the kids keep me young. So really enjoy the group I have this year. Kind of been through them through Little League and everything with Coach Bateman and helping him out. So it's been a real fun year.
Lakeland, you went to school in high school during your days and whatnot, and over the past two seasons, you've seen Lakeland with a lot of success. They had a 19-win season last season, winning the conference tournament for the first time since 1997. This season, 23-4 on this season. I believe you said that they tied the record for the most wins ever for the program and in the history of the program.
They beat it. 22 was the record.
Oh, they just beat it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is now a new program record for the most wins in the season at 23 wins, undefeated in conference play, winning the conference outright for the first time since I believe I said 1977. So this is a historic season, nonetheless, for the Lakeland Lakers. You do return a lot back with Levi Cook and Gary Pieri, Carson Mickham, Pieri, your two top pitchers on your Lakeland rotation. You got a lot of nice athletes on the team like Keenan Royal, Brandon Miller, and that's sort of the roots and whatnot. So obviously you had the team capable of having a successful season, but talk about things that have helped this Lakeland team be successful. Obviously you have the pitching, you have an experienced lineup and whatnot. Just talk about what has made this season such a memorable one for the Lakeland Lakers.
I think it starts with experience. Like all these kids have been playing since they were freshmen. Carson and Brandon and Nick, my three seniors, and the junior class is just full of athletes. And kind of took our lumps early with them, freshmen and sophomores going against seniors, but we figured it would pay off. Maybe not this well, but we knew that possibility of winning conference and possibly sectional. Obviously, we got moved to 2A this year from a 3A sectional, so a little different. They put us in, with Westview and Eastside, two powerhouses right there. So hoping to hold our own this upcoming week.
Mm-hmm. And you've had some interesting ways of winning games. You've had the win against Westview, 7-5. Really was a key part of your team's ability to be able to win the conference there. You had the walk-off win against Fairfield. I believe it was if I remember right, it was a walk-off hit by a pitch, if I remember right, against Fairfield on the April 24th. Yeah, and then you also had the walk-off win against Fremont, 2-1 right there, and a walk-off there. And you've had some close wins along the way, and so that has obviously helped in key part of that part. But talk about what's like coaching two very talented seniors in Pieri and Mickham. They've been a part of
Pieri's the junior.
Your rotation for a while now, and they have been a huge part to your team.
Yeah, it's nice to have Carson and Garrett. They're both ones as far as we're concerned. I'm not scared to pitch them against anybody. Kind of two different pitchers. Um, Carson kind of overpowers you a little bit, and then Garrett um, has great control and mixes his pitches well. So high school baseball is all about pitching. To be honest with you, if you don't have the pitching, you're not going to win. So our 3 and 4, Carter Kraus was 4-0, and Dylan Bateman was 5-1. So you don't win those Saturday doubleheaders without those guys, and we kind of was short on pitching, and both of those have stepped it up. So this record season really is our 3 and 4 pitchers, stepping up and getting those games that were kind of 50-50.
And it's very important to have that type of depth of your rotation because of the way in which the rules work with baseball. You have these innings limit, these pitch count limits and whatnot. So you have to kind of work around the rotations and whatnot over the course of the season, where you mix in your conference games, your non-conference games, and then you have the unpredictability of Mother Nature and whatnot could potentially make things a bit more complex and whatnot. Talk about how you've adjusted over the course of the past several years since the IHSA changed the rules in terms of the innings, the pitch count limits.
The old saying, you don't look ahead, but with your pitching, you have to. You kind of see the conference games and know, hey, I got pitch Garrett here, I got pitch Carson here. I got to make sure they have more rest than what the state requires, and you kind of rolling the dice. Couple of games, you sneak in a pitcher trying to steal an inning. We played Leo, and we were pretty shorthanded. And we threw a couple kids out there that haven't been on the mound much. But you're gambling. If your number ones aren't going, you're kind of gambling, trying to get to the next spot in the rotation. So kind of makes it fun as a coach. I mean, the kids are out playing, and they're the ones hitting the ball and throwing the ball. So the only thing you really kind of control is, what pitcher am I going to throw here and whatnot. So that part, I think, is kind of fun, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, a game of chess, so to speak, if you would. So
exactly.
Going back to this year, yeah. So now with this season and going into the state tournament and whatnot, where have you seen the team improve from the beginning of the season to now? Obviously, it's pretty much the same team as last year, but obviously each season's different. Where have you seen the most growth over the course of this season?
Well, pitching definitely, and our hitting's really stepped up. We had our all conference meeting yesterday, and you're filling out the sheets, and you get your little. I pulled up last year's stats when I'm filling in the squares and what they did, and you see how much they've improved. Their batting average has jumped up 30-40 points, and more RBIs, more runs. It's just been offensively and defensively, the kids have really stepped it up from their junior, sophomore year till this year.
Yeah. This is Michael Issacs, the head baseball coach of the Lakeland Lakers, as his team is finished the regular season with a program best of 23 wins and 4 losses and winning the outright NECC regular season championship, which, speaking of the NECC, you're going into sectional play on Wednesday, taking on the Eastside Blazers in an all NECC sectional hosted by Central Noble in Albion, Indiana. It's going to feel very reminiscent to the NECC tournament, and kind of in some ways reminiscent to the old school days of postseason baseball. Lakeland has not won a baseball sectional since 2008, only 2 sectional championships since the class era of baseball. Started in 1998. Obviously, we know of Eastside's record and their history over the years, being a solid team with their pitching and always have been a pretty tough team to beat for 7 innings and whatnot. And then if you were to win that game, you obviously you would have Cherubusco or Westview, or Prairie Heights Central Noble. It's a pretty balanced sectional overall, especially with Westview having the pitchers they have with Matt Engel and Jack Matsey or whatnot, and Jets Angel being the catcher in Westview. You obviously have a tough, tall task ahead of you with this sectional. Just talk about your thoughts coming up with Eastside on Wednesday, the matchup with the Blazers, and talk about what will be some keys going into this sectional week for this competitive sectional.
Yeah, East Side, they got some good arms. Mayberry, he's just a pit bull, tough kid, hard-nosed kid, busts his tail all the time. I'm kind of expecting to see him on the mound. We've seen Martin during the season, but I'm expecting Mayberry. He's their workhorse. Biggest thing is to keep Mayberry and Bats off the bases. Don't let those two do damage. If you do keep the runners off, then McCreary can't lay a bunt down, and we played pretty well against them last time we played. Keeping them off balance at the plate. We're not really going to change that philosophy at all. Hopefully, hit our spots. Our pitchers hit our spots, and hit a couple balls where they're not, and steal a couple bases. See what happens.
These two teams met just about a week and a half ago, where Lakeland defeated Eastside 8-0, which I believe that was the game that allowed Lakeland to clinch the conference for the first time outright since 1977. And what it should be a very competitive sectional with Westview and Central Noble Prairie Heights, Busco in that midst as well. Final question from me, Coach. Obviously, you've been a part of this Lakeland community for quite some time now. We've seen a lot of success recently with Lakeland athletics, with football and basketball. Sometimes a little bit with softball, volleyball. We've seen a lot of great athletes coming through Lakeland High School overall. Obviously, you're coaching a very talented group of kids right now at Lakeland. Just talk about, things that you are going to remember, this year and the times with Lakeland baseball and whatnot. Getting your 100 win at Lakeland obviously is unique as well. Just talk about, a special time right now it is to be a part of this strong run with the Lakeland Lakers right
now. Probably the most memorable thing is going to be just the kids. We get along so well, and I'm kind of have an open door policy. As long as you're telling me the truth, I really don't care what you say to me, as long as you can handle what I say back. And I think just the bond between me and the kids is the thing I'm going to remember the most. The wins are great. You probably remember the losses a little bit more, but just hanging out with the kids, being a part of their life. And that's the best thing. Every day I go to practice, they keep me young, make me laugh when I'm not in the mood to laugh. And I kind of try to return the favor once in a while, but just having a great group of kids that want to play, that want to be there. The best thing about this season.
Mm-hmm. And those are always the things you always remember the most. But the wins and losses are here and there, but the memories you can build with your team is what you're going to always remember for a coach or a teacher or whatever that position may be and whatnot. Coach, any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, I'm glad to represent the NECC in the tournament. Obviously, one of our sectional winners is going to be from our conference, whoever it is, hopefully we can represent our area pretty well. I think we would have the regional out of Fort Wayne, I think, this year. So, whether it's us or another team, I think they could win a regional. So, that's our goal: represent, LaGrange and our other communities, and see what happens.
Right. That's what it's all about. Just see what happens and see if you can keep this season going as long as you can. Coach, thank you for taking time to talk about the Lakeland Lakers. Hope you enjoyed a nice Memorial Day Monday, and good luck in sectional play beginning on Wednesday.
Thank you, Super Sam. Hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for watching the ANEC Sports Podcast. Please like this video and like the page ANEC Sports on YouTube.
let people know that the ANEC Sports is on YouTube. Also, like our Facebook page at Around the Northeast Corner, and follow either Around the Northeast Corner and Sam Frick on Twitter/X. We're also on Instagram as well. Just look for ANEC Sports or Around the Northeast Corner, and you will find us there. You can also follow the man himself, Sam Frick, the founder and editor at Around the Northeast Corner, for other additional content. This has been an Around the Northeast Corner presentation.